Oh, sorry, real quick. I'm getting word. Daniel Jones has been sacked again.
Holy shit.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Left Side Strong Side. I'm your host, Chance Ellison. Not joining me tonight are my two co-hosts, Mike Deacon and Jacob London. It was just strange. I know they really wanted to be here this week for me, but it's fine. Things came up. So you know what? I'm going to do the show not by myself. I'm going to try and find a mystery panel. Let's see. Let's see who I got out in the ether. Yeah, this was good. Craig, Barbarian. He's back on the show.
Good night, Chance. Throw another shrimp on the bobby.
Yeah. Just keep that up. It's like Jacob's here. It's like he's still here in spirit.
Yeah.
But we do work in threes on the show. So who else we got? Yeah, that'll do. Khan is on the show.
Hey, it's me. I guess I'll be the sad Jets fan that is Mike. No.
Yeah, so any one Australian and one sad boy, and then we'll be good. He doesn't know what to be sad about this week. We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're gonna be here. We're recapping all the games, going over futures, all that stuff. So a very, very, very different kind of panel. It's gonna be a fun show. So let's start with actually. I'm glad Babs is here because we do have you're a Rams fan now, but you did grow up in the state of Michigan, so you did have familiarity with the Detroit Lions. So we are gonna talk about their game versus the Packers first. This proved one thing only. The Lions are going to run the North this year. Like 100%. Nobody's combating them. The Lions are going to own this division.
Yeah, I was doubtful coming into because the Lions haven't won the division since the early 90s. I believe George Bush was president. Not that one, the one before him. George H.W.
Not W. HW.
HW. Yeah. So but I was skeptical. I thought the Vikings were going to run the show, and that has not been the case. The Vikings have looked
terrible.
Like they've looked like poo, I would say, and But do you like that? No, nobody does.
No.
The Lions have not squandered things away. It's the second game in a row that they've gone into Lambeau and just utterly dominated. And this time, not only do they dominate on the field, they dominated in the stands as well. There was a really strong Detroit showing in the impenetrable Lambeau field. So it was really incredible.
Well, it was so much that Lambeau, the team had to put out a statement saying, like, do not sell your tickets to non-Packers fans. That's my favorite thing. But no, Detroit came out swinging, and like Dan Campbell, he had his team's number. This is the fourth consecutive time Dan Campbell has beaten the Packers. Like there are things that are true in football. Dan Campbell knows how to beat the Packers.
It's a changing of the guard, after the Packers beat them for so many years.
Well, but also, but part of it is changing the guard, and part of it is, you want to. He's an old school football coach, and an old school football coach knows one thing, that you have to beat. Run the ball, but also that you have to beat your rival, and he did just that.
Absolutely, and at the same time, the Packers They were what we know about the team is they're slow starting. They've gotten down. They've been trailing at halftime. I think in 3 of their 4 games this season. And I think this shows that this game shows that you cannot do that again. And just period. But you can't do that in the NFL. This show, thing is, they were this close. They were looking like they were inching back. I think it was at one point 27, it was something ridiculous deficit. I don't have it, but the line up by 3 scores. Packers were starting to inch back. I'm just like, oh god, Dan Campbell, no. Then the defense woke up, and Joe Barry decided to show up to the stadium because the Packers defensive scheme. Look, we all for a second, we on this show thought the Packers defense was legit. No, we got to remember that Joe Barry is DC.
Look,
And it was ugly.
any defense that can get owned by the Atlanta Falcons is not legit.
It was okay. I was right. It was 27-3 at halftime. They cut it to a 2-score game. Then the Lions defense woke back up, and David Montgomery, my God, that dude feasted.
Jesus, he's just Jamal Williams from last year. He inserted him. You know, this is.
Makes you wonder why they even bother with Jahmyr Gibbs.
Why did you draft Jahmyr Gibbs? He's the new DeAndre Swift, except he's not hurt.
Decisions like that are why I left the Lions. You know, just in terms of spending draft capital on pieces that you don't need, and you know, I don't know. But
I mean, so far we can't argue with the result. So
I mean, we can't argue with how well they've played, but we can point out that they wasted their draft capital.
Yeah, exactly.
They're winning despite. It's like the 49ers who traded 3 first-round picks for Trey Lance. And despite that, they're still good.
Yeah, the thing is, I said this during our post-draft stream. If you like shuffle around the Lions draft picks, you have a decent draft. Like Brian Branch, I think was a fucking steal for them in the second round. I really like Jack Campbell. Sam Laporta is a great grab. Like that dude's really good. But like, just question the decision making all you want, but they're getting results. They are getting.
And it's not like Gibbs is bad. It's just Montgomery is
using
Campbell trusts.
Yeah,
He just trusts Montgomery. So.
Yeah, exactly. He tore it to this team. I know Montgomery for a while was leading candidate for Stonks Player of the Week for some of us. He's not getting it from me personally, but still, Montgomery, great game, quality win for the Detroit Lions. I am excited to see how this team plays out. I'm excited to see like just how far this team can go because like this is. I feel like they're going to be in the playoffs. I'm so excited to see this team in the playoffs.
Yeah, the real proving ground.
You know, maybe they will finally get to host a home playoff game again.
Oh, that stadium is going to be fucking nuts when if that happens.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Up next, we're moving across the pond. We have London Bowl 1, Atlanta Falcons versus Jacksonville Jaguars. Not only London Bowl, we have the very first Toy Story Bowl, where they took the game and animated it in real time and aired on Disney Plus in the style of Toy Story. And being I'm glad I have Khan here because Khan and I did play a Toy Story match. We're both huge fans. Being the giant Toy Story fan that I am, I watched the entire game in this format, and I don't regret it for a second.
I mean, I might regret it a little bit when there was like technical difficulties where it looked like the ball was moving independently of the players, and it doesn't look like anyone's catching the ball when a touchdown pass is being thrown. But yeah, it was still really funny to watch.
That was hilarious.
Yeah. So how bad were the technical glitches?
There was like one part where like they couldn't even go to the field. Like they couldn't even.
There was a lot of wide shots.
Yeah. They just
kept hanging on the
where
you can't see what's going on because there's technical difficulties. So
yeah,
it definitely wasn't as smooth as they probably hoped.
No, but I do encourage them to try this again. Like, I want to know what other movies they can try this with. Like, are we getting the Monsters Inc. Football Fun Day?
Oh,
the Wall-E
Finding Nemo to do it underwater.
Finding Nemo would work well. You have to have a large enough cast of characters. So Finding Nemo could work. Wall-E too few. But what about we do with A Bug's Life? Bug's Life game. You know, have one team will be grasshoppers, and the other team will be
the ants.
The ants.
Well, not just the ants. We get the Francis and
the circus. Yes, the circus.
Can we get the Inside Out Football Fun Day?
Oh my god!
I just want to see who they make Bing Bong.
R.I.P. that guy. R.I.P. that guy. Where's the Bing Bong?
It was just so weird to watch all of those characters.
It would be Aaron Rodgers. It would be Bing Bong.
Oh goodness!
Yeah,
there's just weird watching.
Immediately dies and goes into
Just all the characters not like just standing on the sidelines, not speaking because you can't get any of the actual actors to do lines. It was just it's a weird experience, but it was almost better that it failed than it.
We had a Duke Kaboom stunt show with no Keanu Reeves, but he jumped. He jumped the school bus.
He jumped like 5 buses. That was maybe the most exciting part of the whole thing.
Yeah, for sure. Let's talk about the actual game that was played. Jacksonville, which the Jaguars returned to their home turf, not Jacksonville. I'm talking London. To take on the Falcons. And look, I've exercised patience with Ritter. Yeah, he's not. I'm not sure if it's the long travel time, but he's not looking great.
He threw picks on back-to-back throws. That's how bad it got.
Yeah,
I don't think he's it.
he might not be it. He very well might not be it.
I mean, he hasn't looked like it for a year and a half now. Well, I guess it's not a full.
But I
year.
feel like they had to give him the shot, like to start the year. But like the longer this keeps going, I don't know how
Did
much
they know?
patience.
Did they have
I
to?
mean,
You know, they could
They
use
have
that
to,
first
but
one.
like, I don't think they knew what they had fully at the beginning.
Yeah,
of the
you
year. And
gotta
now-
know what you
now
have,
you've
Ritter.
seen it.
Did they not watch the second half of last season?
I mean, he got thrown into the fire kind of quick. I feel like.
Yeah,
so
he only
give him
got
a
like
full
3
off
games
season.
last season. I don't think it was large enough sample size to like fully judge Ritter.
The theory is that you give him the full off season to try and work, and maybe
Yeah.
he'd improve, but clearly he hasn't.
Saying maybe they could have instead of drafting Bijan Robinson, maybe you said like Will Levis or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but also, I mean, look, Bijan's a great pick. Although we see the pitfalls of this team with Bijan. Sure, they can run the ball effectively, but defense,
Bijan's the only bright spot I feel like at this point on that team.
yeah, the defense has some solid pieces to it,
Yeah.
but it's not fully coming together. This is a game again. I do think Atlanta will be decent enough to get a playoff spot in the long run, but yeah. Also, Kyle Pitts, where is he?
Getting outproduced by Johnny
Hiding
Smith.
behind
Jonnu
Jonnu
Smith.
Exactly.
It's Arthur Smith's favorite tight end, Johnny Smith. Not Kyle
Yeah,
Pitts.
like why does Arthur Smith hate Kyle Pitts? Is my question.
We don't know. I mean, they're like he could be hurt. We don't know. Like he's still just playing, but
I mean,
I
we've
highly
been hurt
doubt
for
it.
2 years now. I mean,
yeah, exactly. There was
I
one
don't-
thing where during the Toy Story Bowl, one of the Falcons players compared Arthur Smith to evil Emperor Zurg, and I'm like, okay, that's a choice.
Was it
like
was it
unprompted?
Kyle
Unprompted, you
Pitts?
compare him to Zurg, and I was like, okay, that's a choice to say that about your coach, but all right.
Yeah. But with the Falcons, I think like offensively they need to get the passing game in order, and like I don't know if this was keeping Ritter in. Maybe trying Heineke, a guy that teams for some reason seem to get behind. I don't know why. But
he did.
yeah,
He did okay in Washington. He looked better than Carson Wentz in Washington. So maybe.
yeah, that's not saying
mean,
much though.
yeah.
It's not difficult to look better than Carson Wentz.
That's also true. Yeah,
But you know who doesn't look better than Carson Wentz?
Desmond
Desmond
Ritter. It's true.
He barely took the job. from
bad
Marcus
all
Mariota
around.
last Year.
Yeah, it's just there's no answer.
But yeah, did this get kids interested in football? Maybe Desmond Ritter turned them off.
It
I
got
have
my
no idea.
it got my former trivia partner Griffin Newman interested in football because he's also a Toy Story fan and he watched it. So,
Oh, he watched it.
yeah, so
Oh, boy.
it got some people in that
got
probably have
somebody.
never seen a football game.
You got a guy from the tick. So there's that.
Well, look,
I think it
we
kind
have
of
to-
worked. Yeah,
We have to draw in new fans. We have the Toy Story fans and the Taylor Swift fans.
there you go.
And the
Little by
the
step by
TS
step.
fans.
Yeah.
All the
Yeah,
TS fans.
Yeah, Jaguars. You can now enjoy your full week's rest in London while your next game comes to you.
Yeah.
That's it.
Up
Do
next
you
is
think? I was saying, do you think they're gonna have trouble staying focused while they're vacationing in London? I mean, it's kind of interesting. It's like in college football when Michigan would always lose the Rose Bowl because they bring the kids out to California for a week, and then they were like, oh yeah, we have to play a football game. But
I feel like if this is any other team than Jacksonville, I'd be like, maybe. Because it's Jacksonville and they're so synonymous with NFL in London, I feel like there's a good chance they'll be ready. Maybe they'll look at real estate. I have no idea. But maybe they'll be ready.
Can we move here? Yeah.
I mean,
I feel like we don't
You
have a
know,
choice. I
maybe-
feel like we're moving here regardless.
Yeah.
I mean, they could eventually be playing half their home games there. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Up next, we have our upset of the week. We usually take votes for this in our chat, but I ain't gonna. I already know what the answer is going to be. It's Pittsburgh versus Houston. Now,
I mean,
I was.
I wasn't.
We're gonna have to let him say his piece.
Well, here's the thing. I was going to allow Jacob and Mike to say their piece before I chimed in because I know exactly what they were going to say.
Right.
They're not here, so I may as well say that piece anyway. Because I know they're going to come out pretty hard on my team, and I was not going to disagree because yes, we look awful on Sunday. We've looked awful half the games we played. But we looked especially awful on Sunday. Look, we are going against a rookie QB with a makeshift offensive line and a rookie head coach. This should have been, well, granted, on paper this should be a layup, but it's a Steelers squad. They're notorious playing down the competition. But either way, this should have been a win. But we came out and we looked like garbage, like utter garbage. Like like we let CJ Stroud torch us for 300 yards, and I like
good right now.
I like CJ Stroud. I think CJ Stroud is going to be a good quarterback for a long time. But like again, this is his fourth ever NFL game, and like the offensive skill position they have, like it's nobody that's going to that keeps me up at night. Like Dameon Pierce, Nico Collins, Dalton Schultz, like none of these guys I'm incredibly scared of.
Oh,
hold on. We will suffer no Nico Collins slander on this show. He's fantastic. Fantastic.
You go to Michigan?
He did, yeah.
He did, yeah. I don't know if you noticed, I drafted him in our fantasy league.
You did, that's right.
I did.
But
yeah.
like Neo, I like Neo Collins like lining up, but like he's not a receiver that we're like, oh fuck, we gotta watch out for Nico Collins. Yeah. But
he's doing that third-year breakout. You know, everyone's so focused on rookies now that they forget that it's usually around the third year that really pop. Yeah. And this, and I think that, him being there is one of the, a big reason why Stroud's having such a very early successful career. Yeah, him, yeah. And then
I take nothing away from Houston. But I put a lot of this on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like you let yourself get down 16-0 at the end of the first half. I was stunned. Then when the third quarter we start moving the ball, we're running effectively. I will give the one bright spot on Pittsburgh in this game. Najee Harris looked really good. That dude had 100 yards from scrimmage, averaging over 5 yards a carry. Here's where put yourself in the mind of Matt Canada.
No.
am
Okay.
I rewriting a resume now?
Please.
Okay, go ahead.
But yeah, so okay. Here's the situation. You're driving down the field. You're at your opponent's 32-yard line. It's 4th and 1. You're down by 10. You need to score a touchdown to gain some momentum. Again, 4th and 1. What do you do? Do you A, give it to your running back who's been gashing this defense for 5 yards a carry? B, run a QB sneak, which you already succeeded at earlier in this game for a yard. 3, run a hard play action. Or D, run a pass out of shotgun. Guess what he chose? And as a result, it costs Kenny Pickett for the rest of the game. all momentum, dead.
Oh, and now Trubisky is back.
Somehow, Mitch Trubisky's returned.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, moral of this story: Matt Canada needs to be fired yesterday.
Yeah.
I saw the report. I think they asked Tomlin. He's like, "There's going to be no change in play calling at least for this week." So that's good.
That 387, day 387, asking Matt Canada to be fired. But look, and also like this is like a real quote. Like he was doing an interview with somebody, and he said, "My offense is not built to come back from big leads." That's a thing he actually said.
So if we're losing, I'm screwed.
I'm like, okay.
I got nothing.
My question is this: what is your offense built for? Because it's not built for building leads. You can't come back from a lead. What? I feel like office space. What exactly would you say you do here? I'm just like,
not gonna work here anymore. So I think
Tomlin's too loyal. You gotta cut it. You gotta cut the ties.
No, I I agree. I think that I've been saying since last season Matt Canada needs to be gone.
Yeah.
And look, I will say, Kenny Pickett was not playing particularly well, and there's he's drawing a lot of criticism, saying like, okay, you know what, he's not the guy. You need to move on. I'm not there yet. I think that with the right person, he can be developed, can be like our genuine franchise QB. I want to see Kenny Pickett under literally anybody else. Give me Deuce Staley, give me Joseph Brady, give me Tom Brady. Shit, is Urban Meyer busy? Is he available?
Oh, I don't know if you want that bad juju on here.
That's how desperate I am. That's what that Canada does to me.
But I'm pretty sure Urban Meyer is getting busy, if you know what I mean.
Hey. He's got way more time for that now.
He does. He has all the time he wants.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Buck the fuck guys. Anyway.
But I mean, we should give credit to the Texans. I think, yeah.
I will give a lot of credit.
Still hasn't thrown a pick, and he wasn't even sacked in this game, which is weird considering he's
they didn't
like TJ Watt.
Yeah, no, they've looked really scrappy this year, and it's Can I ask a question? How dumb do you think the Panthers are feeling right now? Or at least, how do you feel like? What do you think the Panthers fan base is thinking? You see how CJ Stroud's doing. You see how Anthony Richards doing, and they really wanted Bryce Young over either of them.
Well, the thing is, I think Bryce Young was the right pick in that I think he had the best pocket presence. He's the most poised passer. Problem is, I think he has a pretty lackluster supporting cast. I think his line. Well, no, I wouldn't say his line's worse. His line is definitely worse than Richardson's. His line is definitely worse than Richardson's. And I think he has a worse skill position lineup than Richardson. Stroud and him are about equal level, and Stroud does look better than him. But yeah, I mean, there's a bit of buyer's remorse, but if Bryce Young puts it together, I don't think they're going to be regretting it.
Right, it's still early.
No,
right now, Stroud is easily
career. And I know that Trevor Lawrence looked like this this early in his career too, under Urban Meyer, of course. But it's just funny that the Panthers are 0-4, and meanwhile the Colts and the Texans are battling for the division.
Yeah, I think but quality win, Texans, Steelers. We really need to ask some hard questions. And hopefully we get to the right answers.
So Najee, I think this is the first game all year Najee actually looked good, right?
I mean, it's the first time they've actually utilized him properly. I think he had the same amount of carries in this game they had the first 3 games around there.
Yeah, but what do you think of the Jaylen Warren? Do you think of your running back controversy? Do you think that you should stick with Najee? Do you think gonna give a little more play to?
I would like a 1A, 1B back because they're both like 2 different kinds of running backs. Like Najee is like your brute force, like I'm going to beat you in a submission running back, whereas Jaylen Warren, the great change of pace guy from that. I think Najee gets way too much criticism, especially look at what he did here. The dude is averaging over 5 yards a carry, and he's still saying people are still saying he should be benched for Warren. I don't think that's accurate, but I do think that Najee has a lot to him. I think he's a good back. I don't think his line, and he's done all this with a pretty lackluster line, if we're being completely honest, in his first 2 years. If you can go back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons with that offensive front, that's actually pretty impressive. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I don't think Najee needs to be cut out cold turkey, but I would like to see Jaylen Warren and be integrated more. I do like Warren, but there's some runs he had where he got straight up stopped, and there's one play where he had a really bad fumble. I'm if Najee makes either one of those plays, nobody lets him hear the end of it. But because of Jaylen Warren, it's fine. I just think this is big hypocrisy there. But
they're going to access the running backs more.
Let's do a flashback, guys. What does this remind you of?
All right, R.I.P.
No idea.
All right.
Elvis survived. I rescued him. Mara rescued him. I don't know.
All right, up next, we have a game that I wish Jake was here to talk about because I know he had a massive erection watching this. The Buffalo Bills versus the Miami Dolphins.
Oh. Let me see if I can get my London accent ready.
Oh, good.
Oh boy.
Keep it short.
Crikey! Did you see Josh Allen?
Oh, Jacob, it's Jacob. Good take. I'm happy you joined us today.
James Cook finally found the end zone.
Oh yeah, but that was the story of this game. Josh Allen, after a rough week 1, he said no, I'm still here. I'm still one of the best quarterbacks in this league, and I'm going to show it against this defense. And he showed up and he showed out. He was awesome in this game.
Yeah, barely missed any throws.
Yeah, and more so that defense showed up this thing. The Dolphins coming off of a 70-point outing against the.
I think this was the hangover game. Yeah,
it was
coming off the high of the 70 points.
yeah, I know, but still, it's just they got it handled pretty well by that defense, except for Devon Achane.
Oh,
yeah, Achane was the only person able to do anything, but Tua again, after looking like an MVP candidate, he very well still could be. Didn't play particularly well. I mean, he had a pretty solid day. Took 4 sacks. Had a really, really bad pick, and that was solely on Tua. Yeah, this is the passing game against this Buffalo defense just could not get going. And this shows me the Buffalo defense it's as scary as we thought it would be.
Yeah. Although now they did lose Tre'Davious White. So
that's the thing. They beat Miami, but it came at a cost. Trey White is now out for the year.
Yeah. So.
Oof.
Not great.
Yeah, we all saw what happened. Yeah. We all saw what happened last time they lost Trey White, and it didn't end well.
So. I think the Bills declared they're still the team to beat in this division, at least for now.
Not just in the division, but possibly the AFC.
Possibly the AFC, yeah.
I mean, I think the Chiefs are still the team to beat in the AFC.
I have a lot to say about the Chiefs.
We'll get to there. We'll get there.
All right.
Yeah, I have a good bit to say about the Chiefs, but we'll get there eventually. But I think that hats off to Buffalo. Y'all played amazing. Miami, this could be a wake up call game for them. We beat up on some pretty bad teams, and also Vic Fangio's defense. They allowed Josh Allen had a perfect passer rating today against the team that did what they did last week.
Yeah.
That's
the good thing for the Dolphins, their next opponent is really bad. So we'll get to that.
Yeah. I think my bold prediction, I don't know if this isn't even that bold. I still think the Dolphins take this division. I think they're going to beat Buffalo in the rematch. I think they're going to go 1-1 against each other. And no, exactly. I mean,
it's going to be close.
Yes, that's not over. Miami is still very well in the conversation, and I do think that this is their first big road test, playing a real defense. But and I think that if they adjust a high flying Miami defense, again, Miami at their peak, very, very, very hard to stop.
Oh
yeah. I'm very excited for this rematch. That would being in Miami.
Oh yeah.
Up next was alarmingly voted our game of the week. We have the Denver Broncos versus the Chicago Bears.
I need to see this voting panel. Who voted for this?
On paper, you would swear we're making that up.
I mean, look,
there might be voter fraud here.
Stop the steal.
I think it was correct to call this the game of the week because it's everyone loves offense and two teams.
Everyone loves winless teams.
There you go. Yeah, I know, but it's two teams with 0 defenses between the two. It's it's going to be such a fun game to watch.
Yeah, look, here's the thing. Denver's struggles are well noted. Coaching, the defense is god awful. The struggles of Chicago are also well noted. Dysfunction at literally every level of the team. All that is true, but so is this next statement. This is the best game I have ever seen Justin Fields play as a pro.
That's until the very end, but yes.
Until the very end, we'll get it.
Yeah.
But look, I don't know if this is Justin Fields being good or Vance Joseph being horrible at his job, because Justin Fields looked like Tom Brady against this defense.
Yeah.
I mean, in fairness, this defense did just give up 70 points.
Lest we forget that.
I think Mr. Trubisky might look like Tom Brady against them.
Nah, he'd find a way. But yeah, so look, Chicago came out swinging. At one point, they were up 28-7 against this team. Now look, you're a Bears fan. Justin Fields lighting the field on fire. You look around. What's the catch? Just run up the clock and escape with the win. Keep the offense going. Let the defense keep doing what they do.
Turnovers.
And is getting no turnover to come out with the win. Message does not compute.
No.
Have we
Justin
has anyone
Fields
done a
has
welfare?
really- Good.
Has anyone done a welfare check on Peggy?
I have not.
You probably should.
Probably should.
Yeah.
But yeah. Justin Fields had a really, really bad strip sack for a turnover. And then, granted, it's not his fault. Literally, nobody blocked the dude who sacked him. Nobody. And that sack was taken all the way back for a touchdown. The game was then tied. And then as great as Justin Fields was the entire game, he had a very familiar sight, the return of the 58-minute man. He'll have 58 minutes of a really great game, followed by 2 minutes of what the fuck are you doing? That's the guy. He set the record for consecutive completions for a Bears quarterback in a game, but his very last attempt ended up being an interception.
The thing is, they had a chance to take the lead, and then they went for it on 4th down before the Broncos got the ball back.
That was
So I don't know
another thing.
what Matty Buffus was doing there.
Are you telling me that he outplayed Rex Grossman, Kyle Orton, and
Jay Cutler,
Oh my god!
and of course
It's very impressive to top all those that Mount Rushmore that they've had at quarterback over the years.
Yeah, but look, Justin Fields took on the Kirk Cousins role this week, whereas it doesn't matter what he does, doesn't matter how well he played, his team still finds a way to lose.
Our offense is bad. They're always in trouble. I'll be in my room doing the suicide shuffle.
You've definitely used that clip more than once this year already, right?
I don't think I had this year.
Oh, okay. I thought I saw it.
I was talking to Jacob. Apparently, I haven't used
Okay.
it.
It just seemed appropriate for so far
It's
for
an
every week.
It's an
this year.
evergreen. It's an evergreen clip, really.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Sorry, Peggy.
All right, Peggy. But also not really. All right. Up next game we're talking about another battle of the AFC North. We got the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Cleveland Browns. But the one disclaimer: Deshaun Watson is not playing in this. They're not playing in this game.
Hallelujah.
He has a shoulder strain, I believe. So now, hype train of the preseason, Dorian Thompson-Robinson is taking snaps, and good lord, this kid is nowhere near ready.
Well, I don't know. I don't even know.
That's
Did he know he was
preseason
starting
and
until the
regular
day of?
season.
Yeah, did he know he was starting
Well,
until the day
here's
of?
the
the
thing.
game?
If people had paid attention, though, I think it was the Friday practice. It was either Thursday or Friday practice. I think it was Friday practice. Deshaun Watson
Deshaun was like,
threw one pass and then immediately went to the trainer and was out the rest of practice. So I feel like he could have connected the dots.
the signs were there. Yeah.
Yeah, all the signs were there that he was not going to be able to perform. But oh man, this is
Ugh,
you
it was
know
ugly.
it's almost like the team got cursed by signing on someone who
Someone
by
that
trading
had like
by
legal
trading for
troubles and
someone who by trading for someone who was under such horrible thing.
Yeah, but yeah, Dorian Thompson-Robinson looked really great in the preseason, but as I can vouch, preseason doesn't mean shit. He was hard, and look, you look at the numbers. Look, the score of this game ended 27-3. You look at the numbers in the Ravens offensively; they're not that bad. Reason for that is they never had to navigate a long field to score.
yeah.
Most of their drives were within like 50 yards.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was a very and like even the Ravens, like the Browns have like a solid defense. I'm not saying they exposed them, but they did show that like they're not horrific to go against.
Well,
Yeah, especially when your rookie quarterback gives the ball away. But yes.
Well, I've been hearing people calling them like a historically great defense, the Browns defense, and this was definitely one for the history books.
Yeah, this was a rough game for Cleveland. I don't know if I don't know if the Deshaun Watson turns this tide. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't. But the one certainty to this game, factory reopened.
You are a factory of sadness!
Oh boy.
No one ever went broke betting against the Browns.
All right. Next game we're talking about the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Carolina Panthers. Much like Denver versus Chicago, two teams trying to avoid the death pit that is 0-4.
It was so funny that all 4 winless teams played each other.
playing each other.
Yeah. It was like a
So someone
tournament.
was going to stay
A
winless.
tournament of sadness.
Tournament of suck. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is a game where the question is what wins out, the awful or the even more awful?
Yeah.
Because like Kirk Cousins,
Kirk Cousins not good, no.
playing pretty well for the first couple of weeks. That form did not show up this game.
What was it, like 19 passes and then 2 picks? Oh.
Yeah, two touchdowns, 2 picks, fucking outstanding stuff.
I think he also, what was that, 99-yard pick 6 was one of them.
Yes, on a play he got absolutely fucking destroyed on.
It was an Adam Thielen revenge game too. He
Didn't work out so well.
Yeah, it didn't go well.
He probably did fine.
The
Yeah,
problem was that he plays for the Panthers.
exactly.
Yeah. The weird thing about this game is the fact that they actually like the Vikings have done what they have not been able to do all season. That's get Alexander Mattinson going.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you light a fire under him by trading
Trade for another running back.
He's like, all right, fine, I'll do it. I won't
I'll
fumble
play
the ball.
better.
Yeah.
I'll do so. I'll fine. Goddamn it, I'll do something. You want me to do something? I'll fucking do something. Goddamn it.
I will hold on to the ball. I swear this time. No more fumbles.
But yeah, like
I
again,
gotta
they
tag
gassed
you
him
on
with a good run game. Jefferson had a pretty solid outing. Panthers just they're still trying to figure it out.
Zero receptions for Addison. Did he even get targeted?
I think he had
I think
targeted
it's like
once.
once.
Yeah.
1 target, 0 receptions for Jordan
I
Addison.
mean, Kirk Cousins only threw 19 passes. Like,
Yeah, it's a far cry from his usual like 35 plus pass attempts a game.
Yeah. I mean, look, they won, so you can't really complain too much.
but we know who is happy that the Panthers lost, the Bears, because right now they have both
They
the
have
first
top
2
two
picks of
picks
this
in
year's
the draft.
The Bears are so happy the Panthers are still losing.
They're gonna find a way. They're gonna find a way to blow it with those,
probably
even
true,
with
but
the top 2 picks.
There's hope again.
There's hope
Yeah,
again.
we
There's
did
hope against
good with-
Chicago. Somewhat hope. But hope.
Yeah, you know who did great with the top 3 picks in the draft was the Houston Texans.
That's true. At least so
They
far.
did. So far, so good. So far, so good. Next game we're talking about. Let's talk about your boys, Babs. The Los Angeles Rams taking on the Indianapolis
Yes.
Colts.
Close one, yeah. You escaped with the
Now, yeah,
This game-
look. They
your savior Puka Nakua.
so no, look. This game they got off to a fantastic start, and then Stafford hurt, moving around a bit. Anthony Richardson turned things on, and they allowed him to get back in. But at the end of the day, the game was decided by the greatest rookie ever to play the game, one Mr. Puka Nakua. I kid. Clearly hyperbole, but look, Puka Nakua, the real deal. They were talking about him all training camp, even before the Cooper Kupp injury. All the buzz from training camp was Puka Nakua. And you watch him in the preseason. He played a couple games, and then he started getting benched with the starters. Rested, not benched, but like rested with the starters. As the preseason went on. So he's incredibly athletic. The kinds of catches he makes, it's just such a joy to see. And finally he scored his first touchdown after setting all these record marks for like most targets and receptions for the beginning of a career. He 4 games in finally has his first touchdown
to win the game. Yeah.
Yeah, walk off too. That was incredible.
I'm just interested to see how he does with now that Kupp is supposed to be back.
I think he's not back till next week.
We'll see, but yeah, we'll see if Kupp actually practices. But yeah, interested to see how well they do, or how well he does.
I think that the person that suffered the most from his return is going to be Tutu Atwell. I think they'll all still have roles in the offense, but I think that Puka has clearly solidified himself as kind of like we'll call the 1B because Cooper is still the 1A. But I mean, you know what the real problem going to be is the defend. Like who are you going to defend? Who are you going to you can't double team both of them, right? So. It's going to give options in the passing game. It's really going to open the offense up. I'm very excited. I think that the Rams are going to give the Eagles their first loss this week.
Oh, do we know if Stafford is hurt though? Because didn't he leave, or didn't he?
He has a hip injury. He has a hip injury, but he's going to play.
Okay,
he's hurt.
It
he's
might
not
matter.
injured.
That's one of several injuries that occurred over this.
Yeah. One of the things I learned from watching the Lions for so long is that if Matthew Stafford stopped playing every time he got hurt, he'd never play. It's like he's constantly surrounded. The Rams' offensive line has been better this year than it was last year. But like when he was, with the Lions, he was constantly dealing with horrible offensive lines, and as a result, kept getting hurt, broke his spine a couple times, and so he's used to playing through the pain. He's a tough.
He's getting older though, so
getting older.
At some point, the injuries catch up. But
we're all getting older.
But also there is some concern. There's some concern regarding the Rams' defense because at one point y'all were up 23-0. You squandered that to go into overtime.
Yeah.
I mean, in fairness, that's Anthony Richardson, though. I feel like the Rams. But no, I'm just saying Anthony Richardson has got the cheat.
He's good.
He's got his rushing ability is I think probably the best in the league amongst quarterbacks, right? I don't know. Maybe
up there.
Fields, him or Fields. Anyway.
But yeah, Rams, thanks to the NFL's Danny Rojas, did come out with a win.
Football is life.
All right. Up next, we got a battle in the NFC South. We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the New Orleans Saints.
Fun.
Look, I watched this game and I asked one question: is Todd Bowles not as bad as we thought? Because I'd never been impressed with Todd Bowles as a coach.
Is Baker
he's
Mayfield
actually
not
looking
as bad
pretty
as we
solid.
thought? Is Baker Mayfield not as bad as we thought?
Baker Mayfield not as bad as we thought, or the Saints were the Saints just overmatched? Because Derek Carr was clearly dealing with some shoulder pain.
I don't know why he played.
Yeah, should not have
played hurt.
I think it's twofold. I think number one, Baker Mayfield. I think when he came to the Rams last year, showed that if he were to be given competent coaching, he could actually play competent football. He won the game this 2 days after he was traded to the Rams last year, or not traded, signed by the Rams last year. And he's, I think so. The numbers he's putting up this year, he's been a competent offense, competent coach. But specifically, the Derek Carr should not have been playing. Like that, he had a separated shoulder. My brother separated his shoulder when we were in high school. He was like out for 2 months, 3 months. I don't know. It's like I assumed that Carr would miss at least a month, and instead he
played the next
week. Honestly, I didn't watch this game as it was happening, and when I saw the score, I just assumed Jameson started again. And when I found out afterwards that it was Carr, I was like, well, that's just dumb. Why let him play?
It was funny that when they brought Jameson for one throw and he immediately got picked.
That's why you let Carr play.
Yeah.
Just dump it off to Kamara.
Kamara had 13 catches for 33 yards.
Yeah, Kamara shattering the record for having that yards. Many catches with that little yards. The record before was 79.
71. It was 71.
71. He shattered that record. But
it's not really a record you want, but yeah.
Kamara came back. The offense might have gotten worse. I don't know how that happens.
I mean, it had something to do with Carr not being able to throw 5 yards down the field.
Yeah, I think that answers most questions. Why he was just dumping off to Kamara every play. That's why Kamara kept getting stuffed immediately thereafter.
Yeah,
dump it off to tight end. Yeah.
Yeah, but Saints need a lot to figure out because like this is a division that they on paper they should win easily and all. But if they lose it, I think Dennis Allen is definitely gone.
Yeah.
Honestly, the Saints were my pick for coming into the season. The Saints were my pick to go to the Super Bowl for the NFC.
How's that looking?
Based on, well, look, it was looking great until Carr got hurt.
It's true.
It was looking pretty solid until Carr got hurt. But yeah, look, rest. Oof. A couple weeks of Jameis though might do you in, but you got to take that risk.
You kind of have to.
Yeah,
I'd rather play a healthy Jameis than a hurt Carr.
And also let Carr rest and heal.
Yeah, exactly.
Just because a quarterback is willing to play through the pain doesn't mean he should.
Just ask Joe Burrow.
Look at the guy on that other sideline. Look what happened when he decided to play through the pain.
Yeah, exactly. He got relegated to the Panthers.
And relegated again to the Rams.
And again, yeah.
And again. All right, up next, speaking of injured quarterbacks who should not be playing, Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Tennessee Titans.
Jesus.
What happened to Joe Burrow?
He's definitely hurt. And he's
definitely hurt.
saying
Why is he playing is my question.
Because he's telling the coaches he can play. So they're like, okay, we'll let you play.
Well,
I don't think it's
he can play. He just can't play well. You need your legs to you need to be able to push off to get a good throw, right?
Yeah.
And he's, it's silly. And honestly, what it is hubris. He thinks that they won't have a chance of winning without him out there as quarterback. It's like he should take the time to get his calf right, and and then play the net. Have 10. If they have 10 games of healthy Joe Burrow, that gives them a better shot at the division than having him play hurt the entire season.
Exactly. Yeah. Plus, you're in this for the long haul with the new contract you just signed. You don't want to risk the long-term health. So.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield. No, sorry. Joe Burrow is showing what classic quarterbacks who got their money. They're like, okay, you know what? Fuck it, I'm good.
Yeah, but no,
you're still paying me. I'll play.
He should just be like, all right, I got my money. Instead, he's saying, I don't care that I got my money. I'm gonna go out there on one leg and play quarterback. It's like, what do you know, Joe? No. Say it ain't so. But
Derrick Henry had more passing yards in the day than he did.
Yeah. I looked it up. Derrick Henry has gone like 7 for 8 passing for 4 touchdowns in his career. So maybe he should play quarterback.
Yes, I mean, he currently is the best quarterback on this team. And speaking of which,
the king has returned.
Derrick Henry had himself a game today.
No?
Finally.
Yeah, this shows why Tennessee was like such a dominant force. Because when you can get a Derrick Henry rolling, this team is very hard to stop. You don't even need Tannehill to do anything.
Tannehill just game manage, and you're good.
The demise, Derrick Henry's demise has been greatly exaggerated. I'm glad he's able to come back and show it. The league is better when Derrick Henry is playing like this.
It's true.
Agreed.
Can we talk about T. Higgins briefly?
He's also hurt.
Yeah, no, I know, but he's gonna be.
I think he sustained a rib injury, if I'm not mistaken.
I think fractured rib. Yeah.
And bro, he fractured a rib, so
that won't help Burrow either if he continues to play.
Well, neither of them should be playing through these injuries. Take a couple weeks off. When's their bye? Is their bye like week 7 or something?
Like 9 or something? I don't know. It might be 9 away. Yeah.
Oh, well, it's a ways to wait, but.
Yeah, the thing is, and we'll talk about it later. The Bengals have a pretty rough skid of games coming up, and if Joe Burrow is playing like this, there's a good chance they
keep losing. They're not going to make the playoffs.
No, they're not.
Yeah. So
for the long time, I don't know who the backup for the Bengals is, but like, he can't be that bad, can he?
I think some like when they were thinking of like starting him over Burrow, like the stat was that he's thrown 1 pass in his career, the backup. So I don't know. I don't know if he's better than a hurt Burrow.
I bet you they could send a 7th round pick to the Panthers to bring Andy Dalton back.
The homecoming.
Return the king.
The prodigal son is returned.
I'm just saying the Panthers actually look pretty good under Andy Dalton. He's got.
So I think it would take more than 7th. Maybe a little more.
I
don't know if you want it. We'll see.
Would you give more than a 7th for Andy Dalton?
I think the Panthers would ask for more. is what I'm saying. But yeah, it's probably a moot point because they're not going to do that.
No,
Yeah. All right. Up next, another potential game of the weekend that we have the Washington Commanders taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. This game was a barn burner. It also shows that Philly really does need to get in line as far as their offense. Look, dealing with a new offensive coordinator is going to be growing pains. They got off to a slow start, but the second half they really picked it up. Like Jalen Hurts had a great game in the second half, and he had a great game in general.
Yeah.
I think that they should take their time. Don't figure things out yet. Just fumble through for the next couple weeks and lose to the Rams next week.
See a little bit of bias.
But
there,
no. Yeah, only slight bias. No, but it's funny though. If you look how Shane Steichen's doing in Indianapolis, and Anthony Richardson's looking like Jalen Hurts from last year. You know what I mean? It's like, but Jalen Hurts is undeniably one of the best QBs in the league, and I think that there's a reason they're 4-0.
They'll figure it out. Good teams always find a way.
And there's a reason. They'll figure it out. They're undefeated. They'll figure it out.
I know exactly. They're finding ways to win the close games.
That's the thing. They're undefeated, but they're fine. And but they're not winning convincingly. But they're finding ways to grind it out, which is still impressive.
Which also helps. Yeah, that helps with team chemistry and everything.
Is there news on Rashad Penny yet? Is he got to go yet? Is he?
Well, DeAndre Swift's playing too well. You don't need him.
No, I know, but why is he on their team? Why is Rashad Penny there?
In case,
just in case of emergency. Because we know Swift's injury history.
But here's the thing: it's like you say, it says break glass in case of emergency. Rashad Penny is the glass, though.
That's also true. Yeah.
That's true. Okay,
but if he doesn't play, he can't get hurt yet.
Break glass. There's glass behind that. If the emergency, break that too, and that's how we get Boston Scott.
Yeah. No, but
they're hiding him now, so he's not getting. There's no way he gets hurt now.
I will say, they're
saying we all know why they're saying Boston Scott. Like they're saving him for the Giants.
I don't think they need Boston Scott to be the Giants anymore.
They don't, but they gotta keep the bit going.
Yeah.
Can I ask? Is DeAndre Swift the front runner for comeback player of the year?
No, it's DeMar Hamlin.
I think it's Tua.
Oh, okay. I think DeMar Hamlin just by playing is comeback player of the year. But okay.
DeMar Hamlin just by being on the field.
I mean, he almost died.
Yeah. Well, no, he did die.
Yeah, his heart stopped. I think the narrative is better, even if he's not like a superstar player.
For me, it's DeMar Hamlin, Tua, Matt Stafford's in the conversation for comeback player of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we'll see how that shakes out. But on the run with the commies though, commies scrappy team. Another one of these really scrappy teams that I would not want to play.
Sam Howell does need to stop getting sacked though.
He does.
He's got 24 through 4 games. That's not great.
And the thing is, it's not even the biggest story about sacks in the NFC.
Oh no, not this week.
Well, look, he's a mobile quarterback. Mobile quarterbacks sometimes get sacked. They
sometimes
spend a little time trying to run. I don't know, but
at this pace, he's going to get sacked for more than 100 times if he keeps doing this. So you got to be careful.
I hope I hope some of those sacks come against the Rams and Aaron Donald. I'm going to be taking your dad to that game, Chance.
Oh, really?
Breaking news? Are we breaking news right now?
No,
can you ask him when he's taking me fishing? I really want to know.
All right.
I got it. I didn't catch on to the bit, and I realized it wasn't your actual.
It's Ellis.
I'm dumb. Okay.
And speaking
a couple times.
So good.
Oh, I was saying it took me a couple times hearing you guys call each other dad and son before I realized why.
Before you got the joke.
Oh, we got the bit. Yeah.
Yeah. But now that I get the bit, I'm in it. I'm in for the bit.
There you go.
Well, and speaking of the home that is SoFi, let's talk about the Raiders versus the Chargers.
I was there.
Craig was at. Yeah, Craig was there.
You were there.
Yeah, Nancy and I went to the game. It was like 50% Raiders fans, 50% empty seats.
Yeah, but like I said it last week. Like the Raiders going to LA means a de facto home game for Silver and Black.
Oh yeah, no, it was so loud, and despite that, the Raiders defense could not stop a one-handed
Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert with a broken finger on one hand.
He had a whole
launched that
cast where
ball
like you literally can't
down
move.
the
Yeah,
field.
you can move the hand.
Yeah, threw like a 50-yard pass to Josh Palmer to ice the game, despite the fact that the place was so freaking loud from all the Raiders fans.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, speaking of the Raiders, Jimmy G. Some of you heard this one. Jimmy G was injured and could not play. So we got another preseason hype train, Aiden O'Connell, another guy who is nowhere near ready to take the reins of an NFL team.
Yeah. Well, being coached by Josh McDaniels doesn't help. But
That does handicap you. That does handicap you.
Yeah.
So.
No, look, this was the game of two teams that need to fire their head coaches.
Probably. One just
Yes.
keeps getting away with it. And that's
Yeah,
Brandon
one
Staley.
just keeps like
What is escaping with wins? He's
Because-
saving his job with every win, but even though he's
because at one point, I'm trying to like pull the box score right now. Yeah, at one point the Chargers were up 24-7 on this team. Going into the third, they're up 24-7. This should have been a scratch, but this is the genius of Brandon Staley. He has like a fetish for nearly losing games.
I think he's trolling us at this point with how often he goes for fourth down at the end of the game. I think he's trolling. He's like, I know I'm going to go for it because you expect me to go for it. So I'm going to do it.
It was trying to went for
I think Craig's Zimmer might be cutting out.
and then immediately with they had first and goal from the 3. And what would a good coach do? They had the reigning rushing champ on their team, first and goal from the 3. You think in a game where that running back finally was having a good game, you think maybe run the ball? Run the ball. Run the ball.
Yeah.
No.
Nope.
Well, I mean, look, he didn't have much chance because he threw a pick on the first try from first and goal from the 3. It was the most hilarious turn of a crowd I've ever seen. Everyone was so thrilled after the 4-down conversion, and then immediately the air was taken out.
Yeah.
But then I don't know the name of the Chargers defender who caught the pick, but he weirdly decided to just go down, thinking, oh yeah, that's right, Asante Samuel Jr. Thought that he must not have remembered how much time there was left in the game. He just went down with the ball.
That was a little
giving the
weird to
Raiders
see
an
that. Yeah.
Well, in his defense, I think weren't the Raiders out of timeouts?
They
they
probably had
weren't.
one left, I think. Maybe
They had
one
a timeout and the 2-minute warning.
Oh yeah, and I was wrong.
They never
I was
had
wrong.
timeouts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was wrong.
It was a little
I
weird to
was
see him
wrong.
just slide down. Yeah.
But this game actually did have my Stonks player of the week,
Oh, I knew. Yeah.
Khalil Mack.
Khalil Mack. The
My
ultimate revenge game.
God.
Yeah.
Khalil
Yeah,
Mack went from
yeah.
having 0 sacks in the first 3 games to tying the league lead in sacks in 1. Aiden O'Connell gonna see Khalil Mack in his nightmares for the next month.
Yeah, welcome to the NFL, Aiden O'Connell. Meet Khalil Mack.
He stuck it to his former team.
Dude. But Brandon Staley's job is once again safe for another week, and the Raiders are once again falling downward. And even the team's getting sick of it. Like Josh Jacobs and Devontae Adams are just like, I don't want to be here anymore.
I mean,
they're done.
I know Devontae. Devontae was there for Carr, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he
was promised his friend, and his friend's gone.
But I think they're in the tanking game now. They're going to be in the tanking business.
It's going to be hard to out-tank the Bears.
Yeah, problem is they already got a 1-game lead on both Chicago and Carolina. So
but
neither
of those teams need a quarterback.
Well, Chicago might.
Chicago might because they have ruined Justin Fields. But
They would ruin any quarterback.
That is true. Very true. Up next, we have the New England Patriots taking on the Dallas Cowboys, and this game contains. We talked about my Stonks Player of the Week. This game contains my not Stonks Player of the Week, Mac Jones. Look, Mac Jones went from grabbing balls in last week's game to sucking balls in this week's game. He was fucking atrocious.
Do we think that they ruined him last year by giving him Matt Patricia and Joe Judge as offensive coordinators? I feel like it's permanently
I was
ruined.
never that impressed with Mac Jones to begin with.
Right, I know, but like anyone under that tutelage is
That's true.
probably going to suck.
Well, and also, so no, but here's the thing. So like last year, we could excuse his poor play as it's like Matt Patricia is clearly a tire fire. There's no reason he should have been involved there, and he was calling Bill O'Brien last year to try to get advice on how to make the offense better. And then they brought Bill O'Brien in, and so it's like now he's got
and for a little bit he looked better until this game.
Until this,
and then he gets benched, and now he gets benched for Bailey Zappi.
That's the thing. Like Mac Jones. Very good.
Oh, there's a clip going around of Belichick telling Mac Jones he's getting benched for Zappi. It's a fun watch.
That's the thing. Mac Jones finished the day going 12 for 21 for 150 yards, 2 picks, a sack, and a fumble, 2 of which went back for 6. Like he was fucking awful in this game, and this contributed. And look, Dallas. I've always said Dallas currently has a really good defense.
Yeah.
However, the struggles of Dallas are still continuing. Their red zone offense is still pretty bad.
Terrible. Yeah.
God awful.
Look,
they went 1 for 5 this week.
You can't expect Bill Belichick and the Patriots to outperform the Arizona Cardinals, okay?
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sorry. One for 4. 1 for 4. So they've gone in the last 3 weeks. They've gone 4 for 15 on red zone trips. That is god awful, and that's going to cost them in the end. But
I think their defense has as many touchdowns as their offense. I feel like at this point, so it's a little concerning when you have to play actual good teams.
Yeah,
but there's no good in their division.
The Eagles. What are you talking
about? The Eagles exist.
The
Eagles are still there.
That was the joke.
Okay,
gotcha.
I was making the joke. Come on.
But yeah, Cowboys take this 38-3, and well, first of all, show us the happy universe version of Super Bowl 51. This is what could have happened. Because at one point the Patriots were down 28-3, and we all felt like, oh god, if this happens again, this is going to be amazing.
But then Willie Tomlin called Tom Brady during halftime.
Sure. Willie Tomlin need to come in and call Mac Jones, tell him to get his head out of his ass. But this also gives Bill Belichick.
I feel like
good.
Oh, I feel like Mac Jones could make Lily Tomlin give up on the Patriots.
This is the last straw. I'm done.
Take me, cancer. Take me now.
Oh goodness. Oh, okay. All right.
No, sorry. No. For those who haven't seen the film, she has cancer.
I'm assuming yes. I assume she had cancer in the movie, not in real life.
She did, yes, not in real life.
That would have been a very poor taste.
80 for Brady. This is
yes. I got you.
Please go on 80 for Brady. But secondly, in this game, this hands Bill Belichick the worst loss of his entire career, which is impressive considering not only has he been a coach since 1991, but his first tenure was with the Cleveland Browns, and he still never got beat this badly.
Wait, what was the final of this game?
38-3.
Oof. Yeah.
That'll do it. That'll break any team's spirit.
But
that is rough. And not only they lose, 2 of their best defenders are now out for the year. Matthew Judon, gone. Christian Gonzalez, gone. Yeah. So, yeah, things could get really, really rough for the Patriots.
Yeah.
I don't even think it matters who starts at quarterback at this point.
No. Up next, we have the Arizona
retirement.
That's in your dreams.
He wants no
in their dreams.
Yeah.
Up next, Arizona Cardinals versus San Francisco 49ers. Again, Arizona continues to be a much scrappier team than we thought, but even they have limits.
They cut it to like 5 at one point, and then
They did.
Yeah, no, they did.
McCaffrey scored again.
Yeah, then literally, the McCaffrey exists.
Yeah,
I thought this would
he
be
just
your
scored-
Stonks player of the week is McCaffrey.
He was
Good
close.
lord.
I
Good
think he's
lord.
Mike's offensive, not Stonks
Yeah.
player of the week.
I saw the insane stat that McCaffrey's now scored in 13 straight games, which is insane.
It's
He
insane
might
that
be,
he's
he might be
only
a dark horse for MVP at this point.
I don't. First of all, I don't think he's a dark horse. I think he's the
He's
front
just
runner.
firmly in
Maybe
the
not-
conversation.
Maybe
Yeah,
not.
sure.
Maybe not the front runner,
Not the
but he's
favorite.
like
Yeah, he's in there.
Good conversation.
he's
Yeah.
definitely in the top in the conversation. But also he, I think it's actually more surprising that it's only been 13 games in a row that he's scored. He is.
I think because he's been on the Niners. He hasn't been on the Niners that long. It's 13 games with the Niners.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Obviously, you're not scoring many touchdowns in Carolina.
I do have a bone to pick with the use of George Kittle, who I do in my fantasy league. And look, if he's playing tackle now, just tell us all, please. Like, don't get our hopes up for points.
That's the scary thing is that they don't even need Kittle to play like well to win
They
games.
don't.
Yeah.
They have,
They have
so
too many mouths to feed.
So many weapons. If they stay
do.
healthy, I don't think anyone's beating them at this point.
Yeah,
It's gonna be hard for anyone to beat them.
Okay.
Brock Purdy still continues to streak. He's still not lost a game. He's both started and finished.
Yeah. At this point, they have to be the favorites for the Super Bowl. From the NFC.
Easily. They're easily the favorites.
Easily. The
I mean, I think they were the favorites before the season too. Though.
Yeah, maybe, but now it's no question.
Well, no, maybe the Chiefs were the favorites before the season, but still, yeah.
Yeah, but like their first real test, is going to come next week, and we'll talk about that later. But Niners still looking.
The first real test was against the Rams, and they didn't cover the spread.
Okay, Greg.
Sure. Okay.
Tell yourself whatever you want.
Just saying, one of us was in Las Vegas with money on the Rams to cover the spread. And it's funny because all the news articles are about all the 49ers fans that were so mad at McVay for kicking that field goal. To cover the spread.
It was that game.
I was like,
Oh,
no. It should be the story about all the Rams fans who bet on the Rams to cover the spread. They're like, fuck yeah, kick that field goal. Let's
That's
go.
what's important. Lose by 7. Don't lose by 10.
It was by 10.
Hey, look, at that point in the game, it was impossible to score 10 points in one play, Con. So
tell yourself whatever you want. All right, next game.
Yeah. We now move on to our Sunday night slate. The Kansas City Chiefs versus the New York Jets. This is a game that we all thought would be a fucking slaughter. I myself did too. I did bet on the Chiefs to cover the spread.
Yeah.
Can I point out we have not talked about Taylor Swift yet?
I think for good reason because Chance doesn't want to talk about Taylor
For good
Swift.
Guys,
Do we think it's becoming a distraction, right, for the
Yes.
team?
No.
If they're only beating the Jets by 3 points.
Look, this show. Look, I know you said the Chiefs are scary team in the AFC. I'm sorry, no. Why? Because this showed that if you have just an above average defense, and like they're not just this game, they're the rest of their games, like against the Jaguars, against the Lions. If you have just an above average defense, you can slow down this team.
Yeah.
Like the Chiefs only passed 20 points once in 4 games, and that was against the fucking Bears.
It's true.
Well, look, they didn't have Kelsey against the Lions, so I feel like that. I feel like that's a little bit of an asterisk there. And
They had him against the Jaguars.
and they didn't need.
They had him tonight.
That's true.
Well, yeah.
But I think also the other thing is that Zach Wilson actually played decent, surprisingly.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like,
I don't know
where
that came
the
from.
fuck has this been your entire career?
I don't know. They finally just let him play instead of.
He's been learning from Aaron Rodgers. It was actually, you know, there's a funny GIF or not a GIF or a meme or something. I forget. There's a funny meme. There's a funny meme somewhere of Taylor Swift's in the stands. Taylor Swift's in the suite with Donna Kelsey, and you see Travis Kelsey.
Travis Kelsey looking and Zach Wilson looking at Donna Kelsey.
Yep.
Oh boy, the drama never ends.
The shocking thing about this is how like ugly Mahomes played. Like I'm not sure if I'm trying to play hero ball. I'm not sure if the scheming sucks because, again, reminder, it went from Eric Bieniemy, one of the best offensive minds in the game of football today, to fucking Matt Nagy. That will put a damper on your team.
Right. We just assumed that Mahomes would overcome like any coordinator he has.
Yes, we did.
But
We
maybe
were
there's
wrong.
some
very wrong.
limitations to that.
No,
Like,
but
Mahomes
here's
is
the
great.
thing, Mahomes had an off game, and they still pulled it out. And Mahomes,
Well, because Zach Wilson fumbled a snap. So Zach Wilson turned to Zach Wilson at the end there.
And then the thing, like I think like there's some voodoo magic because like that was not Zach Wilson. That was Aaron Rodgers and Zach Wilson's body. But the spell had an expiration date. It wore off, and Zach Wilson returned, fumbled the ball, and here's why I'm mad at this game because I had a parlay going with the Chiefs covering the spread. That was the one bet I needed to hit to get a big payout.
Oh, and you thought it was guaranteed, yeah.
I thought it was guaranteed. I thought of everything I put on my slip. That was the guaranteed one. Mahomes had an avenue to run into the end zone.
Oh, because he slid. Yes,
and he fucking slid. No money for me.
What was the spread? Yeah,
9.5.
Look.
So it would have been 10 if he scored.
Yeah. See, so here's the thing, Chance. Good coaches win. A great coach is tough. Sean McVay is a great coach.
Okay.
Andy Reid is a good coach.
You just came up with that, didn't you?
That's not a real saying.
That's a real saying. No, that's a real saying.
You just said it. Yeah, that's a real saying.
I think you got it flipped.
No, Google it. I am not the first person to say that. Good coaches win, great coaches cover.
Okay.
But there's also like a lot of controversy surrounding this game, surrounding the Chiefs and officiating. The
holding penalty at the end.
Well, the two. One was a missed holding penalty. Actually, no, it wasn't a miss. There was a holding penalty on that play where like Mahomes scrambled for 20 yards, and the only holding was called on the Jets, even though there's a pretty obvious hold on Jermaine Johnson. Secondly, was a holding penalty on Sauce Gardner, which never happens.
Mm-hmm.
And like the timing of it was the weird thing because they threw it to They threw it right after what would have been Mahomes' third pick of the game.
Yeah.
But because that's the thing. Like, if there was a holding on that play, you would have thrown that flag way earlier.
Probably. Yeah.
You would have thrown it right after the pick. That just seems odd. I'm not saying this game was fixed. I don't think it is, but the timing of that just seems odd, and I get it.
Are you saying there may have been some Taylor Swift fans in the umpiring crew?
The refs were trying to get tickets.
all the Venmos went in at once.
Yeah. Now she's influencing the results of the game. Oh,
yeah.
Stop her.
Yeah.
A Swiftie. That's what happens. A Swiftie came in and disguised as a ref.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Fuck with the
Sala was fucking pissed.
Yeah.
So he was so pissed he got a flag thrown on him. I cannot recall the last time I saw a coach get flagged.
I mean,
Jim Schwartz.
Jim Schwartz, yeah, but that was a while ago. That was the last time I recall seeing a coach get flagged for unsportsmanlike conduct.
I mean, yeah, you finally got your first good Zach Wilson game, and then you lose on that.
And this happens.
I'd be pissed too.
Yeah. But you know what?
We wasted our voodoo magic on this.
Exactly.
we only had one of these.
We only get one of these.
We only got one.
You know how much that Bruja cost?
You know how much blood, sweat, and tears I had to pour to make Zach Wilson look good.
That we had to pay more.
Yeah.
All right, Randall Cobb. I'm so sorry. But yeah, the Jets win. But I will say, Zach Wilson did enough to. I feel like, is this a mirage? Probably. I feel like we'll have another game in a few weeks where Zach Wilson returns.
He'll do it again at some point. We just don't know when.
We just don't know when. It's gonna happen. It's gonna come back to reality.
As someone who, before the season, bet Jets under 9.5 wins, this was exactly the kind of game I wanted to see. Zach Wilson showing that he can be a functional quarterback in the NFL, forcing the Jets to not bench him. So that way we get more Zach Wilson games.
It's reverse psychology a little bit there. Yeah.
No, it's fantastic. We've seen 5 more losses. We're good.
But yeah, I will say Zach Wilson did. He did. There's one thing he did that impressed me. he took accountability,
Oh, yeah, that's true.
which is something he never did before.
Yeah.
Like,
Maybe
think back
he's
to the game
finally
against the
maturing.
Patriots, where he was asked if he let the defense down. He said, no. Here, he did the opposite, where he's like, look, it was my fault. I fumbled the ball. I cost us the game.
Yeah.
I'm like, props to you, Zach Wilson. I
It's
want to see a little bit more, but also I know that's not good. Hey, that ain't good.
we'll see.
because it's a sign of maturity, but he clearly did not learn that from Rodgers, because Rodgers is not.
That's the one thing you will not learn from him.
That's the one thing. That's the one thing Rodgers can't teach you.
Yeah.
All right. Finally, we're talking about our Monday night game. We have the Seattle Seahawks versus the New York Giants. And wait, sorry, I'm getting a word. Daniel Jones has been sacked again.
11 times.
Yeah, like I cannot recall the last time I saw a quarterback get sacked 11 times. Or double. I can't recall the last time I saw a quarterback get sacked double-digit times. And I watched Joe Burrow for 2 seasons.
It's a good thing they paid him all that money instead of Saquon.
Instead of paying
Daniel
Saquon.
Jones is what makes that offense work, not Saquon. Got it.
Yeah.
That shot of Brian Dable just like disgustingly throwing the tablet. Oh, that says a lot.
I never saw him look at Josh Allen like that. I never saw him do it to Josh.
Oh yeah,
Allen.
because Josh Allen never plays like that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Y'all Giants fans, they paid $40 million for this.
And didn't want to pay Saquon.
And didn't want to pay
Who's the
Saquon.
actual good player among the two.
The actual best player on your offense, they didn't want to pay, but they paid $40 million to Daniel Jones.
Good luck being stuck with this.
Yeah.
Saquon,
Look,
Saquon
Daniel
should be
Jones
back
again.
soon.
What?
Yeah.
Well, so Saquon should be back soon. And then once he's back, there's always a.
They need
Look, it's
Saquon,
just
but they need a healthy O-line. It's what they need.
No, I know, but it just reminds me of in his college days at Penn State, Trace McSorley, who I think has now been drummed out of the NFL, was a Heisman candidate purely because he was the quarterback for the team that had Saquon Barkley as its running back. And it's like, I feel like the same thing happened with Daniel Jones here. Daniel Jones is getting all this money by virtue of being the quarterback of a team in which Saquon Barkley is playing.
It's true. It can't get much worse. So.
Well, I mean, don't say that because it very well could. Like I said, Daniel Jones caused three turnovers on the day, sacked 11 times. The Giants in their last 2 home games have been outscored 64-3.
Wow.
He's like 1-12 in primetime as well.
He's 1-12 in prime time.
Oh, he's the new Kirk Cousins.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, that's like you can't even say small sample size with that. That's ridiculous.
That's a lot, yeah.
Yeah,
Although-
like what? Like NFL, why do we keep putting the Giants on primetime? Why?
Someone has money out. Because someone has money.
Because it's New York and they think it's a big enough market that people will watch. I don't know.
That's fair.
Shout out to Devin Witherspoon, the former Illinois.
He was awesome. He
Yes.
was awesome in this game.
Like to see Illinois.
Great pick for the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to Jamal Adams for playing his first game in over a year and immediately got concussed.
Oh goodness.
Jesus. You took a page out of the Rodgers playbook.
You win some, you lose some.
Yeah, but I think it's funny. Someone pointed out. So, touchdowns on the day came from Drew Lock, came from Noah Fant, and Devin Witherspoon. All of those players were birthed from the Russell Wilson trade.
That's true.
So the Russell Wilson trade caused a passing touchdown, a receiving touchdown, and a pick 6.
That's how bad the Giants are. They gave up like a 50-yard pass from Drew Lock to Noah Fant. That's
Yes.
how bad you are.
Not even from Gino, from Drew Lock.
Yeah, that's how bad you are.
Wait, you think Kenneth Walker also scored a touchdown?
He did.
He did, but that wasn't part of the Russell Wilson trade.
No, I know. I thought you said that all the touchdowns, all the points, all the
Right.
touchdowns were scored. I was trying to
Yeah.
actually chant.
But yeah, Giants. I think it's very much time to hit the panic button. Like this is the team I would add to the team who are the market for new quarterback because like
I don't think they can though.
What?
They're committed at this point to Daniel Jones.
But the thing is, his contract isn't out after 2 years. So like after
Right.
next year, you can cut him with
After,
pretty
yes.
minimal dead cap.
Right.
Yeah,
So like if you want to draft a guy this year, you totally could.
He's got to endure the suffering for another year.
Draft Caleb Williams. Let him learn for a year under.
Learn under Daniel Jones.
I don't know if Daniel Jones could teach him.
I don't know what you're learning.
you learn what not to do. I almost called him Doug
You learn
Jones
not
there, by the way, which made me laugh, thinking it's like I feel like Doug Jones would be a better quarterback.
He can at least he can contort. You know, he can move.
Yeah,
He's very
exactly.
He's very flexible. He might be a good quarterback. We'll find out in the all movie draft 2 when Doug Jones goes first overall. No, not a character, just Doug Jones in general. All right, and that's gonna do it for our recap. We now move on to our look ahead. This is our week. Oh wait, go. Sorry, gotta change that. There we go. Week 5 predictions as well as stonks or not stonks. Teams on a bye this week. We got the Cleveland Browns, Los Angeles Chargers, the Seattle Seahawks, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Ironic, actually, all teams on this. No, I'm sorry, not the Browns. Three out of 4 teams are coming off of wins going into the bye, so that's nice.
A lot of these teams had injuries too, so it's probably better that they had a bye week.
Yeah. All right. Up next, Thursday night football. Match so nice, we got to see it twice. The Chicago Bears are once again taking on the Washington Commanders for Thursday night football.
Oh boy.
I mean,
And
honestly,
if anybody watched this game last year, good God, that was a masterpiece of suck.
This is going to be a great game for my fantasy team. And I play in a super flex league, which means you start 2 quarterbacks. My second quarterback is Geno Smith, who's on bye, so I have to play Sam Howell, who is going to light up this Bears defense. Give me
the
Commanders. Yeah. No, it will. This is going to be. I mean, look, I don't know if it's going to be a blowout, but there's going to be a lot of points scored. Take the over. Commanders win.
Really?
Commanders.
I don't know if I would be confident.
Parlay Commanders in the over. Do it. Do it.
I want to check what the over.
I think it's
44 and a half.
44 and a half.
Yeah,
that's already kind of high for a Bears Commanders game.
You get 30. Here's it. You get 28 points for the Commanders, and you just need 16 points for
17. 17 for
28-17. Yeah, 28-17. That's easy money right there. I'm telling you guys, it's free money. Free money. It's free money. Guaranteed. Okay. Everyone listen right now. Go get that free money.
Okay.
Don, what say you?
I think the Commanders win. I don't know if it's like a blowout, but they should win because of how poorly the Bears have looked.
This could go either way because like last year they were this close actually. The Bears actually pulling it out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm leaning commies. I'm not going to be shocked if the Bears do pull it out. Stonks, not stonks for this game. I'm going to throw out Scary Terry McLaurin.
Oh, stonked.
Against
that defense? Yeah.
I'm going to say, you know what? Let's go stonks. I mean, I feel like everyone's going to be on the.
If they don't do well, then something went wrong.
If they're not stonks, the problem. All right, moving on to London Bowl 2, Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Buffalo Bills.
Oh.
Con, what you got?
I mean,
I don't think they're going undefeated in London, Jacksonville. So I think Buffalo wins, kind of convincingly. It shouldn't be a blowout, but I think they win pretty big because of how much better they are.
That's what you got.
I think this is a trap game for Buffalo. They're coming off that huge win over Miami, and they're going to be traveling. They're going to be jet lagged. Jacksonville lives there. Give me the Jags in the close contest.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning Jags too. I think that like for all the reasons you just said, I feel like I don't like them traveling overseas for this game. Coming off a big divisional game. This could be a win. This could spell a win for the Jaguars. And if it does, like I said, I'm trying to build some momentum.
By the way, this last game was the first game where Trevor Lawrence looked pretty good. So Trevor Lawrence.
Let's throw him out. Let's say T-Law, stonks or not stonks.
Stonks.
I'll say stonks, not like a huge stonks, but I'll say stonks.
Not big stonks, but stonks.
But enough to be stonks.
Yeah. All right. Up next, we have the Houston Texans taking on the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh boy! If Ritter sucks, do you think they bench Ritter because next game they play Washington and that'll be a Taylor Heineke revenge game?
Oh my god!
I think even if Ritter's good, you bench him next week for Taylor Heineke.
You want that Taylor Heineke revenge game?
I think we all want that.
Full disclosure, I also took the under on the Falcons season long. I need them to win. It's on the line of 8.5. I just need them to lose 9 games total. I think this is going to be one of those losses. The Texans.
I think Houston looks really good.
Riding,
At least.
yeah, Houston's going to ride that momentum. Houston has looked good. Atlanta's looked awful. And going to be flying back from the Atlantic, maybe a little jet lagged, and also they have Desmond Ridder as their quarterback.
Yes.
Let's see. Over under on this is 41. I'd be glad to take the over actually, just because of Houston. Just because of Houston.
Because Houston will score most of that.
Well, because of Houston, because that line's so low. I feel like if it was like if it was 44.5, I might take the under, but 41, I'd take the over.
I mean, I think. All right. I'm almost taking. I think there's some holes that Atlanta can exploit. I'm still taking Houston. Yeah. Let's go Bijan Robinson.
I mean, he stonks every week, no matter how good or bad they are. So I'll say stonks.
Think stunks?
Yeah, because it's Bijan.
That's true. Everyone loves Bijan. All right, up next, Battle of the Cats. Carolina Panthers versus the Detroit Lions.
One cat is way more scary than the other one. One's a little kitty.
Well, the cats versus the kittens.
It's a tiger versus a tiny house cat.
Here's a fun fact for you all at home. There's no such thing as a panther. No, I'm not even kidding.
That's not where I thought you were going. That's why I laughed.
No. What we think of as panthers are just jaguars that have that have black fur. They're not a separate animal. No, this isn't a joke.
No, I believe you. I'm just saying I didn't expect that's where you were going with a fun fact.
Yeah, no. Panthers are just jaguars that have all black fur.
I mean, there are black jaguars. Panthers are a thing.
No.
Whatever they are, they're going to lose the Lions.
What do you look at Wikipedia? If you they're not like a separate like genus species. You know what I mean? Like they're like. Are you Wikipediaing it?
Here.
I'm not actually.
Listen, I was in Las Vegas at the Siegfried and Roy big animal thing, and that was something I read while I was there. Okay?
Wait, pre or post losing an arm, Siegfried and Roy.
Dang. Hey, all I know is that Siegfried and Roy were both still alive. I spoke with Siegfried, and he said that Roy was doing fine, and he gave me a gold coin. Anyway,
back to this.
All this happened. This is all true. And then I watched a dolphin play football. Okay, all this happened in the same day.
Anyway,
but Lions win, yeah.
Lions win easy.
Yeah. All right.
Bryce Young's gonna be haunted.
Should we do? Let's do Miles Sanders. Stonks, not stonks.
Usually I assign stonks, not stonks. But okay, fine. For Miles Sanders, I'm saying not stonks.
No, Miles Sanders, no. I don't know if you have a different player.
I mean, I was gonna throw out Jameson Williams for the Lions.
Oh, for the first game back.
Also not stonks.
I would not bet on it. No, don't count on Jameson.
Ironically, Jameson would.
Don't bet on it. Exactly.
Damn. I think Jameson Williams. Look, until otherwise proven, I think Jameson Williams is the Detroit.
Yeah, he might catch one long pass, but that might be it.
All right. Up next, we have the Tennessee Titans versus the Indianapolis Colts in a game where Jonathan Taylor might be playing. He might be a good turn to the team again.
Now that he thinks they're kind of good.
Yeah,
he might actually play.
I mean, I think he likes Richardson. I think he look, here's the thing. I think the team probably told him, like, look, we all hate Jim Irsay. Fuck him. We're not playing for him.
Let's win for each other. All right.
It's not about them. It's about us.
I mean, is Jim now that Snyder is out of Washington? Is Jim Irsay
he's the worst owner
in
probably. Yeah, probably.
I think conversation, right?
Probably.
Yeah. But the Colts
I died tomorrow and Jonathan Taylor was not in the league. No one would.
You say the Colts win this easy, Craig?
Yeah.
I don't know about easy. I think they win, but barely, because Titans can put up a fight.
Yeah, I think. Hold on. What's the spread on this game? Find it.
If Taylor plays, I think it's easier.
Oh, it's 1.
It's 1. Don't bet that.
Yeah, it's 1. It's in Tennessee, and the spread was it Tennessee by 1 or is it?
I think it's
Actually,
in
no,
Indianapolis.
it's in Indy. It's in Indy.
It's in Indy.
Oh, it's in Indy. Oh, okay. Well, the way I have it phrased is Tennessee versus Indy, which would,
Yeah, I think they win, but it's close. The Colts.
no,
It's. I mean, it's going to depend on whether or not the Colts can stop Derrick Henry, and that's what I'm throwing at. King Henry, stunks or not stunks.
I'll say good enough to be stunks. Yeah, good enough.
All right.
Maybe not a bust
Not a world beater, but
not an all-time Henry game, but yeah, good enough.
all right. The battle of the New Orleans Saints versus the New England Patriots.
Oh,
This might be the most boring game of the week.
Unstoppable force versus a movable object. We're gonna get James Winston versus Bailey Zappi.
Jameis Winston or a hurt Derek Carr against Mac Jones or Bailey Zappi. Fun for everyone.
Hooray!
Carr needs to rest. Carr needs to sit this game out,
Right.
and Patriots gonna win. It's
I don't know if Patriots are going to win after
It's
the Judon and Gonzalez injuries, so I might pick Saints even with
No,
the
you don't-
hurt Derek Carr.
No, because with Jameis Winston is toast, Derek Carr's hurt, and Bailey Zappi will lead the Patriots to victory.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. I've been slightly more impressed with the Saints than I have been the Patriots thus far, so I'm going Saints.
I don't feel good about it either way,
Look,
but yeah.
I'm
not confident either way.
When Carr is healthy, Carr is not healthy.
Right, but did you see what the Patriots just did? So yeah.
I do believe that even Jameis Winston can beat this team. That's how low I think of the Patriots. For stonks, not stonks, I'm gonna throw out Chris Olave.
For my fantasy team, I hope it stunks. I'm actually playing Craig.
Oh man,
Well, now that Gonzalez is not there to shadow him, I might go stonks for Olave. They might actually attempt a deep pass.
All right, I
Can
got
I
stonks.
get a quick brag in because you mentioned our fantasy team.
Good
So
lord.
my draft pick was Barkley's, but I'm still undefeated because I drafted both Nico Collins and Puka Nacua.
Yes, you did.
Drafted
Take-
Puka Nacua.
Take your victory lap. Okay.
All right. Up next, the Baltimore Ravens versus the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah,
Look,
sorry.
it's AFC
Jazz.
North, Baltimore, no matter what.
You're saying the Steelers no matter what?
Crikey!
No, I'm saying it's AFC North ball, so it's going to be ugly no matter what.
Oh, ugly no matter what. Gotcha.
Because these games always are.
It might be more ugly for one team that has to start Mitch Trubisky.
Crikey, the Steelers are awful. They got Mitch Trubisky, and
Didn't they also lost
Lamar
Freiermuth,
Jackson-
at least for this week.
Yeah, Freiermuth's got the concussion. Lamar Jackson is going to throw the ball all over the field. Let's go, Baltimore Ravens. To
I
cover
would
the
also go
spread.
Ravens.
Yeah, okay. Here's the thing: like Mitch Trubisky is not like Kenny Pickett has not been officially ruled out because like his injury was not as bad as we thought. Turns out he only sustained a bone bruise, which is going to depend. It's going to depend on like what they want to do with him. I wouldn't, as much as I
Yeah, I wouldn't risk it.
as much as I detest the idea of having to watch Trubisky, and I'm going to be at this game too. As
Oh.
much as I detest the idea of having to watch Trubisky, I think it's probably the right move, even though
Don't risk more. Yeah, don't risk a longer injury.
don't risk a longer term injury to Kenny Pickett just for
Yeah.
this one game. And we got the bye week next week, so I'll have a longer rest period. Look,
And then,
I cannot bet against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm gonna say the Pittsburgh Steelers, even though everything in
Through
my
gritted,
bones
through gritted teeth.
gritted teeth. Even though it looks bad, it does look bad. We got no Freiermuth. Got a hamstring injury, not a concussion, but he is not playing.
Yeah.
But
oh,
they're gonna get out. They're gonna win. And everyone on Pittsburgh stunks, and everyone on the other team not stunks. But moving on,
I totally believed you.
100%. All right, up next, Philly versus the Los Angeles Rams.
Well, this might be Craig's game of the week.
I mean, I think it should be everyone's game of the week. This is going to be.
It's definitely going to be closer than a lot of the other games. I feel like. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I assume
guess
you're
the
going.
Eagles will keep it close. It's TBD. I've not found someone to go with me, so I don't want to go to the game by myself. So we'll see what happens. But it's gonna be a great game. I should go. I'll go. And Rams are gonna win. I need to be there to make the noise that will distract Jalen Hurts so the Rams will win.
Mm-hmm.
And I will put the over/under on number of times I'll be on the Jumbotron at 3.
That's wow.
Yeah, that's pricey. Con, what say you?
I think that to Craig's disappointment, I'll say the Eagles, but it's also still a close game. I think they're still going through the growing pains, but I think they pull it out.
Yeah, I think the passing game is getting in rhythm, and you're going against a secondary that I don't think is all that impressive in LA, especially with no more Ramsey. So I do think the Eagles push this one out.
Kupp is eligible to play. We'll see if he actually ends up playing.
Kupp is eligible. I don't think he actually plays.
Right. We'll see if he actually does, but that could factor in.
You can't push past Aaron Donald. That's all I have to say.
They are certainly going to try. And Stonks not stonks for this game. Let's go Devontae Smith.
Devontae Smith?
Ooh, not stonks.
I'll go stonks.
All right, so we got 1 and 1. One stonks, one not stonks. All right. Next, we have the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Arizona Cardinals.
Ooh.
Is it me or is it? I won't be surprised if Arizona wins this.
That's my thing. The way the Bengals are playing right now, Arizona could beat them.
I think they could. In fact,
I'm picking Arizona.
Just to be spicy. I'll pick
Arizona.
Easily. Yeah, they've been in every game, at least up to a point that they've played. So I'll pick Arizona against the
Cincinnati's going to be missing T. Higgins. T. Higgins and a one-legged Joe Burrow.
Yeah, no. It's not looking great.
Yeah, we don't know. I feel like they'll push Joe Burrow to play this game just because they're gonna need it because their next skid of games is pretty rough when you look at it. Cause I think I'm trying to pull it up right here. Hold up.
I think they play the Niners at one point.
The Niners are on their schedule. Hold on, I'm grabbing it right now.
Do you think they'll let Joe Burrow rest that game?
The Niners one because he might die if he plays.
Okay. Yeah. So these are their next 5 games. They're the Cardinals, the Seahawks, the 49ers, the Bills, and the Texans, and then the Ravens. So yeah, that's a pretty rough skid when your quarterback is not performing.
Yeah.
And your offense is not performing.
The other thing is though, if they keep, but he must feel like he gives them the best chance to win because I don't think the backup would win any of those games.
Yeah, but that's because he feels
where you have some of a chance. Yeah.
It's called hubris.
It's called hubris.
It is called hubris.
You gotta save Burrow from himself.
I mean, I can't. Yeah, fuck it. I'll go Arizona. Why not? Stonks nuts. Let's go alopecia poppy. Josh Dobbs.
I mean, he's been playing well.
Stonks.
Definitely for him. Yes, Stonks.
Stonks by Josh Dobbs standards.
By Josh Dobbs standards, yes.
All right. Up next, this was one of the most hyped games of the preseason, but not anymore, considering the guy we wanted to see in this game is not playing. They had the Denver Broncos taking on the incoming New York Jets.
This is what I'm calling the Nathaniel Hackett revenge game.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the Nathaniel Hackett revenge game. Sean Payton. Like, first off, we all watched Hard Knocks. Yeah. We all watched Hard Knocks. That look, the things have been, the gauntlet has been thrown. That's bulletin board fodder since the preseason. I think this game will still be like game of the week. And the Broncos defense is so bad that Zach Wilson is going to put up good numbers. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, that will look good again. Yeah. He just has to look kind of like almost what he looked against the Chiefs, and then they will probably win. Yeah, I'll pick Jets.
I picked the Jets too. Even though, look, I need 5 more losses from the Jets. 2 of them are going to come against the Dolphins.
The losses will come.
Bills.
One against the
Two
Patriots.
against the Dolphins, one against the Bills, one against the Patriots again, and there's a
Yeah.
fifth one in there somewhere. It's not going to
Yeah.
be the Broncos.
It's not the Broncos.
Because Nathaniel Hackett is going to get his revenge on Sean Payton's big, fat fucking mouth.
Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of the Broncos, I'm going to throw out one Mr. Unlimited, Russell Wilson.
I mean, he hasn't been the problem with this team this year. So, but against this Jets defense, I'll say not Stocks. No.
Yeah, against this Jets defense, I'll say not.
They made Mahomes look more. What are they going to make Russell Wilson look like?
Limited.
Yes.
Oh, well, speaking of Mahomes, we have the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Minnesota Vikings.
Oof. Yeah. It's not going to be a one-score game like the Vikings are used to.
Yeah, I feel bad for Minnesota fans for having to see this. It's going to be slaughter.
This beatdown. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that,
Chiefs
after the
will-
Jets game, they're going to right the ship and take out their
How
frustration.
many- How many touchdowns do you think Isaiah Pacheco gets this game? I say 3.
3? you are a
Three,
dangerous man with
Isaiah
your gambling.
3 Isaiah Pacheco touchdowns.
No, I think it's 1 Pacheco, 2 McKinnon.
Yeah.
Because McKinnon always gets touchdowns.
Anybody but Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. For this game, I'm going to throw out the name of Jordan Addison.
I mean, I
Oof,
don't know how you
that
can trust
sucks.
it after getting 1 target. So yeah, not Stocks.
I mean, they'll go back.
Chiefs
to him,
defense is
but
also
he's-
good.
they're just not gonna be able to-
Chiefs also
yeah,
have a
okay,
good
they'll go
defense.
back to him. They're just not gonna be able to do anything with it.
Yeah.
All right. Next, our Sunday night game, we have the Dallas Cowboys taking on the San Francisco 49ers. This, I think, is the first big test for both teams.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Cowboys already lost their first big test against the Cardinals.
Yeah, the Cowboys lost what
like-
what should have been a gimme. So-
They did.
Yeah, I'm very salty about that because I was in an eliminator pool and I was like, I'll just do the obvious one this week and take the Cowboys over the Cardinals, and I can't forgive them for
They
it.
find ways
But,
to disappoint you.
Yeah, but you know what? I think the Cowboys are going to break the 49ers streak of Brock Purdy winning games that he starts and stops. I think the Cowboys I think everyone's going to be on the 49ers for this, and I think the 49ers are going to be on the 49ers for this, and they're going to believe their own hype too much, and the Cowboys are going to pull out the win.
No. I need to see them succeed in the red zone first. I'm going Niners.
That's true. Like you can't beat this team via death by field goals.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But I'm also taking the Niners.
That Aubrey kid, he's good.
Still only gets you 3 instead of 7.
I'm throwing him out against the best defensive front he's going up against. Brock Purdy.
Purdy?
Not stonks.
I'll say not Stonks because McCaffrey's going to be Stonks. So he won't have an amazing game, but he probably won't need to.
And lastly, Monday Night Football, we have the Green Bay Packers taking on the Las Vegas Raiders.
Ooh, another revenge game because of Devontae Adams.
Although
Oh
I
my
don't think it's going to
God,
work out.
you're right.
I don't know how much revenge he's going to be getting.
No, I think no. But you know
he'll
what,
do
though?
fine. I don't know, his team probably.
This is going to be an interesting game because we're going to have Jimmy back. He's going to be well rested and he's going to be sexed up. I'm sure someone was sexing him up during his rest. And he's going to be in the Packers, who are licking their wounds after the Lions mauled them. And Jordan Love's probably getting loved up. And so I think that it's going to be, there's a lot of hot and sweatiness going on.
What's
And
going on here? This is getting uncomfortable.
and Devontae Adams wins the revenge game. Raiders.
I don't know. I'll go Packers. I feel like the last game they're just easing like Christian Watson back in, easing Aaron Jones back in. That was just kind of a get right.
I feel like Nancy is swaying you into your vote.
The bad
Yeah,
influence.
I mean, look.
Picking the Raiders.
No, Jamie Nancy doesn't think the Raiders will win. But the best thing,
What does that tell
The
you?
best
Though?
thing-
What does
She's
that
the
tell you?
realistic one of the two.
no, Raiders fans are always pessimistic about their team's chances. But the best thing
usually
for
for
the
good
Raiders,
reason.
the best thing for the Raiders is to get Caleb Williams, which means they're going to win. they're not going to do the thing.
Not every team can get Caleb Williams. Only one.
You know,
I think the Packers win. It'll be closer because of how they looked last week, but yeah, I think they win.
All right. And Stonks Not Stonks was throwing him out there. Big hearts, Jordan Love.
Jordan Love. I'll say Stonks. I think he bounces back.
I'm gonna say, after seeing what that what one-handed
Lions
Justin
defense is
Herbert
not the
did
Raiders
there.
defense.
No, I was saying what one-handed Justin Herbert did to the Raiders defense.
That's true.
I'll say Stonks.
All right. Stonks on Jordan Love. And that does bring us to the end of the show. I want to give a big thank you to both Con and Craig for stepping in. Con, where do we find you at?
I am on Twitter or X, if you want to call it that, at the King Con. I'm also on Letterboxd if you care about what I watch on a daily basis. But yeah, I'm around.
And Babs, where can we find you?
First off, nobody calls it X.
Yeah, no one.
Twitter.
Only losers call it.
Craig. Yeah. Twitter at Barbarian Craig. And then, I do occasional appearances at a number of things. The Bunny and Moose Saves the America shows. We just premiered a couple weeks back a new show called Cinemojis, which was a really fun game. I actually played against Benny. The game was the brainchild of David the Survivor Jindoyan. It's a movie trivia game based on emojis. And I will be appearing on Settle the Score at the end of the month. So watch out for that in your feed.
And you'll be on the Jumbotron, apparently, at the Rams game.
Yeah, no, if anyone's at the Rams game, you'll see me on the Look,
Yeah, exactly.
you get, look, they love me at they love putting me on the Jumbotron, guys. Ask Ellis. Heck, when Ellis and I were there, we got on Monday Night Football.
I will text him. Comment Twitter, Instagram, Chancellor_91. Check out Toys by Chance the podcast. We will get the rest of our Eastwood episodes out very soon. And thank you for watching, and we will see you next week.
Oh,
was that?
Daniels got sacked again. Sorry.
Ah, damn it! I get it.
Holy shit.